really want to thank everyone that has always supported us and taken time to watch the videos and also like. I hope everyone is okay. Those that have had challenges this week, we pray that God sees you through, and the ones that have collected some small wins, we congratulate you also. Well, I'm with my brother Oscar, and
Yeah.
without going any further, let me ask him to greet you, then we can kick off.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're tuning from. We're grateful every time you tune in. We had a very wonderful week, depending on the team you support, of course. We had a wonderful week of football, but we as well have also a weekend of very many games. So yeah, we are going to discuss it and enjoy the show.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I want to welcome everyone. Um, Please stay tuned in. We have a lot to talk about.
Mm, yeah.
UCL, uh, Premier League, like there's a lot to talk about. Um, First of all, um, we had a good UCL week, I should say. We had a couple of games that served as some classics. So we are
Well,
going to
depending on who you support.
yeah, exactly.
Hey,
That came out winners. We congratulate you, and those that didn't collect their first win. Yeah, it is early days. You still have chances of
yeah, yeah,
making up
man.
for those losses. Well,
That's right.
first of all, I'm going to first take you through our predictions, uh, both Premier League and UCL, and
Yeah.
I must say that we did quite well. Premier
It
League,
was a tough one. Yeah.
yeah, Premier League. I got 8 out of 10. Uh,
You got, in terms of wins or even the
yeah,
scores.
in terms of wins, of course
Mm.
did I have any correct score? Let me check and see. Um, did I have any correct score? I'm not certain, but yeah, I got 8 wins out of 10, and on your
Wow.
side you got 7 out of 10. So that is fairly okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is quite impressive. So in Champions League, I actually smashed it. I got 9 out of 10. And
Eh,
yeah, it is the
okay.
Benfica game that I failed, and
Yeah.
quite shocking, honestly. Karabakh away
Benfica,
came back from
man.
down and they won the game. Yeah, I
Ah,
actually
yeah.
got the Arsenal correct score 2-0
Uh-huh.
away,
Mm-hmm.
and
Uh-huh.
that is the only correct score I got. And you on your side,
Mm.
you got 5 out of 10 with a
Mm.
Manchester City. No, 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 no. Is it a City with a Barcelona correct score
Mm.
2? And
Go on.
how did the Manchester City game end? 2-0?
2-0. 2-0.
2-0. Okay, you predicted a draw. And also
Mm.
Madrid.
I,
Yeah,
I didn't see the red card coming.
you got the Madrid correct score 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1. So you, despite of getting 5 out of 10, you basically had 2 correct scores. Yeah,
Mm.
which is fairly good. So
Mm.
we are going to review uh, some of the games that were played this week. Of course, Arsenal kicked off their campaign with an impressive 2-0 win away from home
Mm.
against Bilbao,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
I don't think that it's quite surprising. We expected
Mm.
them to go and do the needful. So maybe just a few things to talk about. Clearly, the squad
mm,
is working so well for Arsenal, because it's
mm,
substitutes that came in and won the game for the Gunners. Martinelli and Trossard combined so well to get
mm,
those two goals. And on
mm,
the other side, the defense looked so solid after,
mm,
I should say, a quite uh, unconvincing half, because Bilbao pressed Arsenal so hard in the first 30 minutes. But
mm. They were home. Mm,
yeah, of course they were home, and you expected them to put up a fight. So yeah, later on Arsenal just went for the kill and sealed the game. The defenders were
yeah.
very impressive, and that is a good win, despite of the
Mm,
the fact that the opponent is not that strong, but they had to win, of course. I don't know what
mm.
you have to say about that game.
I didn't watch the whole game, but for me, it happened. Though it happened late, for me, it happened the way I expected it to go. I
Mm,
expected Arsenal to win. I
yeah,
expected Arsenal to show defensive dominance. I
yeah,
expected Arsenal to, even when without doing much, to actually be better offensively. One thing I think we have talked about that this actually on this show as well. These
mm,
teams are not as if they have good players, they have players that they have chanced on, players that either are homegrown and or players that have been what modeled or built from different clubs who are both who are not necessarily considered as good players. Those are the kind of players that they will get as Bilbao, or maybe some veterans once in a while here and there. That is the kind
mm,
of club that they are. They are not a club that will go and compete for big money players. Okay,
yeah,
so I would say if they are in, they are in the Premier League, we would consider them to be a mid-table team. That is the bracket that I would put them in. So,
definitely.
of course, playing against an Arsenal, of course, even from last season, their defense has always been really good.
Mm,
Um, this season, they have even a deeper squad. I think the only thing is for me didn't go as planned was the fact that they had to bring in reinforcements for it to, but for them to actually finish the what
yeah,
finish off the game.
mm,
But I mean that is football. So once in a while, I mean I'm not going to sit here and start saying that the team didn't play. I mean once in a while, that's how football goes. You will have to call on your bench to actually do the job.
mm,
So for me, that's the only thing that happened that probably I didn't look at or talk about. But otherwise, for me, everything happened the way I expected it to happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, one of the new signings, Mosquera, has continued
Mm,
to impress. He
mm,
looks so good, and
mm,
for a 30 million defender, 13 million,
mm,
sorry, he
mm,
looks a gain. Honestly, he looks a he's so good.
mm,
He's so good. I
mm,
hope he continues to consistently put in these performances, because
mm.
going to need everyone to perform so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, we to win anything this season, and
Yes.
well, against Manchester City, it will be Arteta's call. I don't think that he will start. Of course, Saliba will have to come in. He didn't
Mm,
play against Bilbao, and I
mm.
guess he was rested uh, to keep him ready for Manchester
Yes.
City. Well, and
Yes.
on the other hand, and Madueke had a fairly decent game. He's
Mm,
giving us something we didn't have last season. He's direct, and he's always looking forward to take on his defender, so which is a positive. So I'm quite impressed by him. I should say I'm one of the people that weren't happy about the
mm,
signing, but so far he's proving us wrong, and I hope
mm,
continues to prove us wrong because the season is so long, and we
mm,
all know that it doesn't uh, end in October or November. We have to go till May.
mm.
So we will need him to put in this performance consistently and also improve on his end product because we know he beats the defender and all that, but so far the end product is still lacking. That's why he hasn't provided any assist or goal.
And for me, if I could just cut you short there, for me that is the thing that
Mm,
and I think he's flying under the radar, which is actually a good thing because
mm,
Arsenal fans didn't expect much from him,
yeah,
despite his hefty fee. But for me, everything he's doing right now is not a surprise to me. It is the
yeah,
same thing that he was doing at Chelsea. Now, the difference here,
yeah,
for me, is that the Arsenal is doing it in an Arsenal jersey. And what he was, there was a time in Chelsea where he actually started scoring goals, but right now he hasn't scored goals. If you remember, if you recall very how good Doku was even last season, or even the season before, there was a time when Doku would beat you, beat players, do this, do that, but end product zero. And I'd actually not pointed it out. It's the same thing for me with Madueke. Madueke is, and I think that one of the reasons why it hasn't yet come out and become a bit of an issue for some people who probably, for them, they just look at what the guy is doing, all the energy, all the directness, and they are very impressed because they had low expectations. The
mm,
reason why people are actually not noticing it is because of all those things that he's doing. But one thing about Madueke that if he's not careful, if he doesn't start adding goals, if he doesn't start adding assists to his game at Arsenal, one thing that is very clear about him is that he's fast. He will do everything, probably even beat his player, but
mm,
it will either always end up in a corner or it will end up in a cross that actually amounts to nothing.
yeah,
Now, season Arsenal had Sterling. Maybe it is the effect of having someone so poor that it will be better to play with no one on that wing.
yeah,
That's the reason why right now Arsenal seems like they have really got a really better player, but which for me
mm,
I believe is better because he still has time to actually grow. If he's willing, he can actually but be improved better. Maybe it's just especially the fact that he's what is an understudy for someone like Saka, because Saka,
mm,
as much as he doesn't score many goals, Saka has assists in him. Saka can actually affect big games. You
yeah,
get,
he does.
but I think that effect of Sterling having Sterling has made people not yet notice this thing about Madueke. But for
Mm,
me, I can take a very good comparison. Okay, the Doku of right now is totally
yeah,
different because Doku is actually providing assists, is providing goals. It's
yeah,
totally different. The
true.
Doku of last season and the preseason before, that
Mm,
Doku would do everything, beat a player, do what, twist people here and there, and end product zero. You get.
mm, yeah,
So for me, I don't want to put down the player, but for me, there's nothing he's doing that is new to me. There's
mm,
nothing he's doing that is new to me. So yes, yeah, Arsenal fans have something to celebrate in that he's way better than what they had last season. But in terms of a product, nah, there's nothing new. There's
well,
nothing new. They are not. There's nothing that side. Yeah.
the end product is still so average, but
Yes.
like you've
Yes.
said, there is time for him to improve on it, and
True. True.
Saka should be a good example because
Mm,
Saka might not be that winger that will maybe do a lot of skills and beat the defender, but one
mm.
thing about him is quite efficient. The
Yeah.
crosses
Efficiency.
and
Yeah.
his delivery is
Yes.
quite good. So I
Mm,
think there is room for improvement, and that's on the coach to help him uh, improve on that side of his game.
mm.
Well,
Yeah.
that is Arsenal. Um, if we are to proceed, Another game that caught my eye was, of course, Liverpool against Atletico, and this is where I have to ask you:
Mm,
is stoppage time winners sustainable? Because,
mm,
of course, a Liverpool fan will argue that we have
mm,
won 5 games so far, Premier League and
mm.
UCL. Uh,
Yes.
but on the flip side of it, uh,
Mm,
you have to be really honest and look at
mm,
the way, the context of everything, because you are not going to win 20 games in stoppage time.
mm,
Yeah, at some
mm,
point, this is going to catch up. I don't
mm,
know if Ancelotti is working on doing something just to control games better, because
mm,
honestly, I never expected you to struggle against Burnley. It took
mm,
a stoppage time penalty for you to win the game. Then
mm,
against Atletico, you looked to just annihilate them with the early goals, and all of
mm.
a sudden, in the blink of an eye, it was 2-2. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, that stoppage winner from Van Dijk. Well, you're the Liverpool fan, you watch your team more than me. I want you to tell me what what,
Mm.
what is going on. Like, why do you have to win games in stoppage time?
Okay. Your first question was, is it sustainable?
Mm,
Uh, I, maybe I will answer that question and then also say something about the Atletico game.
yeah,
The direct answer, the direct and correct answer is that it's not. That is, anyone who tells you otherwise is just a fan using emotions or someone who just doesn't know any better.
yeah,
It's not sustainable, and any Liverpool fan has a bit of worry in that. As much as, of course, we know the coach himself also knows it's not sustainable, and I believe in the background, he's trying to work to try to prevent that whole scenario.
mm,
Um, but on the other hand, any Liverpool fan would be worried in the sense that will this thing be corrected before points are dropped, or will it be corrected after points are dropped? You get,
mm, mm,
because the positive thing is that Liverpool is always the one ahead, and then these teams score 2 goals.
yeah,
But let's flip it by the other side. If these 3 teams are the ones that are two goals ahead, eh,
mm,
how sure are we that Liverpool can actually get those 2 goals? Maybe they will score 1 goal in the stoppage time. You never know, you know.
yeah,
But we look at it that way. For me, I would take it back to the imbalance of the team, in that the team has many new players right now. You
mm,
see, there are 2 ways that you can look at this. Liverpool brought in very many players for the starting position, for the starting
mm,
11. You
yeah,
get, they brought in very many players for the starting 11, and Liverpool would have started off with this starting 11 hitting, really banging on all cylinders. You get,
mm,
or they would have started the way they have started right now.
yeah,
If we're to be honest, the only player that you can say that of all the signings of Liverpool, bar of course we can't judge Isak because he has just started playing just of recent. Ekitike Zano gave us some glimpses of being on form. But
yeah,
anyone who has watched Florian Wirtz before will tell you that this version of Florian Wirtz is a version which is trying to still stamp his authority. He's
mm.
not yet there. He's still
I
up
remember
and
we
down.
we had
Anyone who watched,
sorry to cut you short. I remember we had a
mm,
discussion before you guys signed him. Actually, he was by then linked to Liverpool, and I told you, he's a good player,
mm,
but the fee looks to be a bit high, and it will come with a
mm,
lot of pressure. And considering the fact that Liverpool doesn't necessarily play with a 10, like over the years,
mm,
then they don't
mm,
usually play with a 10. So we somehow expected Vats to struggle in the Liverpool system because it, they are used to this high octane type of game, you know. Well, for me, I'm not so surprised that he's still struggling to fit in. Of course, he's a good player. You can't argue about it.
Mm.
But
Yes.
he has to
Mm.
really learn the Liverpool way of playing football.
I,
I think
I would,
it's still early days,
I
but
would, mm,
the criticism, of course, uh, comes with a
mm.
price tag. When you come on a big money, people expect you to perform better than anyone else. You get it? Well, yeah, you carry on.
Yeah, and just to touch up on that issue, that thing you noted about the fee. I don't think there's any player who's over there beyond what they are worth.
Mm,
That is my view. 95% of the players, 90 or 9 to 95%,
yeah,
in this season. But that's back to the whole Liverpool issue with Liverpool. These players are many who are bought for the first team. So it has not been a blistering start for the players, for the starting players. It has instead been a situation where they are trying to adapt to the system and adapt to a new club. The wing backs, uh, the wing backs actually also not been at their best. Actually,
yeah,
the second goal of I believe actually even the first goal of Atletico, it was
yeah,
all because of the wing backs. It was all because of the wing backs. We can say, of course, Robertson because he has been around, but Robertson, you see, is no longer a prime Robertson. You know, he's fading. But again, the player who was brought in to replace him, I'm trying to remember his name and I'm forgetting.
yeah, yes,
What's that guy? Yes,
yeah,
Kirkes. Now,
mm,
anyone who watched Kirkes last season, and the guy was actually
yeah. He made the team of the season. That's true. Well, I don't know if it is my network or Oscar's network, but it is quite um, annoying that he has to go off and on. The network looks to be unstable. I don't know if it's on my side. People that are really tuning in, let me know. Can you hear me well? Is the picture lagging or it's fine? Kindly, I need feedback in the comment section, please. Oscar is off for a moment. I think he's going to return. Oh, yeah, I can see you in the chat. Well, Oscar, is it my network or your network?
I don't think so. I don't know. My network has no issue from my side. The
It's
bars are still
mine,
okay.
man. I
Uh,
I'm sorry.
so
I'm sorry.
I was actually talking about Kirkes. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so Kirkes is still trying to get to know the team and all that. So the positive here
Mm,
is about the new player that Liverpool is buying. Every fear is coming to what is coming to pass. In that these are
well. I don't know what is going on. Well, Oscar,
yeah, yeah.
let me let me first change my network provider because this looks
All
to
right,
be
all right. I'll be waiting.
still on, still on.
Okay.
Okay, let me see if this is better. Continue.
Yeah, so for me, in short, I think Liverpool's let winners is not sustainable, and I'm hoping that as Liverpool goes into the weekend, this Merseyside derby will be a bit different. I hope that Liverpool will win. It's at home. I believe that they'll win, but I'm hoping that it's not going to be a late winner. It's going to be a convincing win, a win that is in normal time and
How are you
not nothing
guys
of pressure.
having playing early kickoff yet you played on Wednesday? You played on Wednesday, Thursday. You,
It
you
was on
played on,
Wednesday.
yeah, and you have an early kickoff. Well, that is questionable, man.
I think it happens. It happens sometimes, especially because now Champions League went up to Thursday. So the ones of Thursday are going to Sunday, and then what Tuesday and Wednesday, those guys will most of them will play on Saturday. Remember, we have how many teams of EPL are in Champions League? Not about six, five.
There are five.
There are five, yeah. So,
Mm,
I mean, you're not going to put all of them, you're not going to, some of them will have to, one or two will have to play on Saturday. Liverpool was at home, so Liverpool is still playing at home.
yeah.
So, Saturday, yeah. So, Saturday, yeah, Saturday is fine.
Well, another question I have to ask you about Liverpool is Alexander Isak. How did he look
Mm.
for a few minutes he played? Did he look fitter? Because I saw and lot his comments, and he was like, he was quite surprised how fit he is and all that. Well, I never watched the game because I was watching Bayern Munich against Chelsea. So,
He, I,
please,
th- I think it was down to, uh, because I also didn't expect him to come back for second half. I think it was down to how they saw him playing. There was a
mm,
time, I think very people noticed. There was a time I actually saw him panting. There was
really,
a moment the camera was on him. When the camera was at a distance, but for me, I focused on him. I
mm,
saw him panting, and
mm,
I could clearly tell that this guy is not much fit at all. And for me, the show that he put on, what he showed, I was very okay. I was very impressed
mm,
because I've watched him before. So if his unfit version can actually at least make some sensible passes, good touch on the ball, try to shoot, he has
mm,
that thing of wanting. Even when Salah was going to score the goal, he was in the right position. Give me the ball. Salah's head was down. If
yeah,
Salah's head was up, Salah would have given him the ball. For me, that is more than enough for me. When he gets fit,
mm,
my friend, this is not even me, a Liverpool fan, talking, but just as someone who has some understanding of football, I can assure you he's going to bang goals. Because, I mean, for me, I was impressed. I
mm.
was impressed. I was very impressed. I was very impressed. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Salah, um, even out of form, he still scores goals. So, Mo Salah,
Mm.
he should be respected, man. I
Yeah.
think if he was a white man,
Yeah.
he would be
Hey,
the
that guy would have won a Ballon d'Or by now.
yeah, for
I'm
sure.
telling you, it is his promotion team, or should we
Mm,
call it marketing team, and then also the nation where he comes from. You
yeah,
see, and I don't think white people should look at this as a racist comment because it has nothing to do with race. It is
yeah,
just the reality of football. It's just the reality of football. There are nations that when they have a star player, the way the player is pushed, oh my God, you know.
mm.
I mean, come on, you will be like,
The
wow,
PR is
this is a
out of
player we have never seen. The PR is out of this world. Eh? But guys, look at Mo Salah's numbers. And these are not numbers that have happened only one season.
yeah,
6 seasons and counting. The guy has had these numbers.
mad.
There are very few players who can keep up that kind of form. We can talk of the uh, this guy of PSG. We can talk of Mbappe. You get
Yeah,
Mbappe was in PSG. For me, you see, and I said this gracefully. Mbappe is a great player. Mbappe is a good player. I mean, and he's really showing it in what in La Liga. But for me, he was in PSG.
Mm,
That league doesn't have as much competition as EPL. So
yeah.
if now that he has gone to La Liga, I mean, we cannot knock him for being in PSG. For he has always wanted to leave. Now that he has gone to La Liga, now he's trying. He's now showing that he's actually that world class player. But you just
Yeah.
imagine, Mbappe was in Premier League and he was having Mo Salah numbers. That guy would have won the Premier League. We would have won a Ballon d'Or by now. I
Yeah.
guaranteed he would
I
have
hope
won a Ballon d'Or by now. Because if
it.
he has Champions League and he has a Premier League, I can assure you, at some point, his PR and the nation that he comes from, you get France. Those are nations that usually people expect to win these things. You get it?
Mm.
So for me, I don't think it should be looked at as anything, even racist. It should, as actually Africans, I just hope any African brothers or sisters listening should not even look at this as something that of or anything. It's I mean those numbers. I mean Gabaskele is from Georgia. You get it will also take him to do extraordinary things to actually even reach the Ballon d'Or. Why? Probably he will be always there, Ballon d'Or fourth, fifth, sixth, like how Salah's been. You get because of the nation, and usually there is someone always also competing. Like for example, this season. I mean, if we have to say the Ballon d'Or coming in for this year, we have the guy of PSG. You get
Dembele.
we have yeah, people are talking of Rafinha. You get those are people who were being fronted. Like you can clearly see these are the nations. You get it. But
Yeah.
when you look at Salah's numbers, they speak for themselves.
They're
So
just
for
ridiculous,
me,
man.
yeah, for me, he's really a star player. He's really a
Mm.
star player. Yeah,
A future
yeah.
Hall of Famer.
They better put him there before he even retires.
Well, uh, well, Liverpool, of
That
course, came out as big winners, 3-2. For me,
was a big point. Big
the
point.
scoreline and the context of the game doesn't really surprise me. That has always been
Hey,
Simeone. That has always been
yeah,
Atletico. And for me, I told you, Atletico is one of those teams I enjoy watching in Champions League because they always give you those crazy, crazy games. So
yeah.
uh, okay, there are events, of course, that happened when Liverpool got the winner, Simeone clashing with the
Mm,
fans and all that. But I think he was just
yeah.
pissed that he didn't manage to get a result. But well,
Yeah, but and of course, there were a few things that happened with the fan as well. So yeah,
mm, and of course, another thing to talk about is you guys have contributed to 80% of Marcos Llorente's Champions League goals. He has 4 goals at Anfield.
man,
Eh? A
that
b-
guy. I mean,
that is the second brace at
at
Anfield.
Anfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know that he actually named his dog Anfield?
Oh my God.
He just loves playing against you. Well,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
we should proceed because time is not really on our side. Manchester City, as we expected, uh,
Mm,
they won comfortably 2-0 against Napoli.
mm,
Napoli uh, got an early red card. Their captain Di
mm,
Lorenzo was sent off in the around the 21st minute, and they had
mm.
to make a tactical change. Of course, De Bruyne was the one who got sacrificed, and you
Yeah,
should say that the whole game plan had to change and everything. You expected City
yeah.
at some point to get an opener. Of course, Erling Haaland continues his goal scoring form. Another
Mm,
brace, Phil Foden with a beautiful assist. And yeah, they won
yeah.
the
I'm
match.
happy for Foden. I'm really happy for Foden. I'm
Mm,
happy for Foden because I saw what after seeing what happened to Dele Alli. You know, you
mm.
see a star player who just dies out, and you start asking yourself, like, what exactly happened? So
Do you know where
I
he
was
is
saying, I was
now,
yeah, I was looking at Foden, and I was like, I mean, is
Oscar?
he also going to go that route? Yeah,
Do you know where Deli Ali is?
I think he stopped playing. He retired, not so.
It's not retired. He went at Como. Uh,
Mm,
he played only one game. On his debut, he got a red card. He never played again.
mm.
So, of course, his contract was terminated, and apparently is heading to Wrexham.
Wow, wow.
That, that is so sad, man.
It's
It is
sad.
so sad.
It's really sad.
5 years
It's
ago,
really
he was
sad.
one of England's golden boys, and
The
5 years
guy
ago,
was the guy was twisting and turning. That's Ronaldo Madrid. I mean, he was the guy beat. I mean, it was the guy really. Oh my.
he's very sad,
The
man.
guy, yeah, it's just sad. He was at the top of at the best, the top of, with the best of the best up there at some point, you know.
Mm,
Yeah, but I'm really happy for Foden. That was really a brilliant touch, and I hope he really continues. You know, I hope
mm.
he really continues his career and continues at
I,
least
I
gets back
think
some
Pep
form.
needed this win, considering that they are heading to the Emirates this weekend to play Arsenal. That is
Mm.
one game you shouldn't miss. You know,
but
the rivalry
I
been
honestly
growing and growing over the years. So,
I honestly I honestly don't think that.
mm,
I think their past two games just fell into their lap. It was a blessing that
mm,
the red card happened against Napoli, and then also the team they were playing was
mm.
Man U, because I mean Man U made them look good. Man U really made them look good. But I
Well,
can
we
honestly
are
tell
going
you,
to touch
Man City
on
not that
those
good.
two teams. Yeah, we are going to touch on
Okay. Oh,
the, in the Premier
okay.
League section. Well,
Mm,
Chelsea uh, lost to Bayern Munich at Allianz Arena
mm, mm.
3-1. And
Yeah.
you can honestly say that Bayern Munich dominated the large parts of the game. They were so
Mm,
comfortable. Michael Olise
mm,
was doing tricks and all that. And with Chelsea, the problems are still the same. They have not
mm.
addressed the defense, and it is quite evident where their weak link is. Maragosto, I don't know what he was doing there. He
Mm.
just passed the ball back, and Ken did what Ken does, and he punished them.
It was, yeah, yeah. It
So
was really sad. It was really sad.
I think you didn't watch the game because it was in the same time as
I watched the highlights. I watched the highlights, but I was first of all, okay, being at home,
mm,
I shouldn't say that I was surprised that Chelsea dominated. Only that I actually expected them to do better. I expected them to
Bayern.
do better in terms of going. No, Chelsea. I expected Chelsea to do better going forward. I
Mm,
expected them to actually trouble that defensive line of Bayern more.
yeah,
And for me,
they.
it was just sad that almost all the action was happening on this side of things. And you
Mm,
see, Chelsea's midfield doesn't need any additions, in my view. Chelsea's front line, we can talk of course, their striking, having
mm,
challenges. In that, a number 10 is actually the one who puts in the goals, and not necessarily a number 9. But
yeah.
that defense of theirs, I've kept on saying to people that Chelsea defense is
That's
just like what Liverpool was before Van Dijk.
mm,
Liverpool would win games. Liverpool would maybe win an FA or something like that. But for Liverpool to take the step forward, Liverpool had to get in a defender that is good, that can organize, a defender that can bring calm to the team. In that, you have a defender that when he's there, even the rest are also calm and the rest also know what they are doing. I honestly
mm,
believe put a Ferdinand, put a John Terry in that Chelsea defense. That Chelsea defense will be so transformed. They don't have leadership. At the back, they don't have any leadership. All those
yeah.
guys are very good, talented players, but they are like headless chicken. None of them can lead the other. That's the
Mm,
honest truth. None of them can lead the other. Any Chelsea, I would dare any Chelsea fan to tell me that what I'm saying is not true. All those players they have are very talented, very good players. but those players cannot lead themselves. That back line can do nothing. And then now, still to put comparisons to Liverpool, Liverpool didn't just get a Van Dijk to sort of bring calm to the back. They also went ahead to bring a goalkeeper. That when you beat the back line, you have to go past that keeper for us to actually consider it a goal.
Yeah.
There are keepers that the moment you press the name 1-on-1, I mean, we know it's a goal. You get, we know it doesn't matter who has
To
the
be
ball.
to
We
be
know it
fair,
is going to end up
uh,
in the net.
sorry to cut you short. To be fair on Sanchez, he made quite a few
Mm.
good saves. By the way, he had a decent game. Otherwise,
By
this
the,
in
you need to get me right on this. Eh? I'm not saying Sanchez is a bad keeper. Sanchez is a
yeah,
keeper that can get you by one game. He'll get you by one game. But we're talking about an entire league,
yeah,
an entire league. No,
mm,
you see, he was superb in the final Club World Cup. You get,
mm,
but are
yeah,
you
yeah,
sure that those are the same performances is going to give you every match? I don't think so. I
mm,
don't think so. He's a
mm,
good player. He has it in him to actually give you one or two superb games. You get?
mm,
But he's
mm,
not a player, a keeper that you're going to tell me that I am sure this keeper is going to save us when
yeah,
it comes to a situation where it is now down to the keeper to save us.
mm,
Let me give you a good scenario here. Um, if you remember, okay, this is a bit of a long time ago, but if you remember when Liverpool went for Club World Cup, the final that Liverpool played, that final, that final was down to Alisson. Without Alisson in that goal, Liverpool would have lost that match like 3-1 or
they
3-0.
played at
You get?
Chelsea. Was it Chelsea?
Eh? No, no, Club World Cup. That was Club World Cup. It was some international. It was a team of Palmeiras, something like that. A club from South America, from Brazil.
Mm,
It was that's how bad it was. I think it was a club where Rafinha was even playing
mm,
at that time. That's how bad it was. The defense would be beaten, and all that was remaining was the keeper. And we have had very many scenarios like that. So for me, I would say that Sanchez is not that kind of keeper that will give you that all the time. But saying that he's not a good keeper, saying that actually this match was he was at fault. No, 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 he wasn't. He wasn't at fault. There was a lot of issues in their defense. Yes, but I believe that just one, if they can just look for that one and get that one defender that brings
mm.
calm to that defense, man, it's going to be hard to beat Chelsea. It's going to be very
They
hard to beat
they made
Chelsea.
they made a lot of sales, like outgoings were so many, and they just couldn't sign so many players. Man,
Mm,
already they had bought many players, so they couldn't
mm.
just. Of course, with PSR rules and everything, it's
Yeah.
somehow limited. But of course,
Yes.
they added Hato, but he's a young defender. He doesn't
Mm.
come with leadership, and
That is what they are doing. They are looking at the business side and looking at the football side. But if they're not careful, they will look at so much of the business side and forget that they're supposed to actually win trophies.
but
So if they are
one
not careful,
one thing Chelsea I love about Chelsea is they have a coach who is not scared of changing things time and time. He
mm,
come out and say like how it is. If the performance wasn't
mm,
decent, he'll come out and
yeah,
pick out and call out players actually. So I
mm.
think Maresca is going to do well at Chelsea. I really do.
I believe so. I believe you will. I believe
They
you.
have
But
the
but I think they
defense,
need to change. They need to
but
change a bit of their policy also,
they have
and
been good
and buy some players.
position themselves. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time. They are not going to become dominant again overnight. It takes time.
Yeah, it's going.
But they are heading in the right way. You can say. Well, they lost against Bayern Munich. I don't.
Yeah, I believe so. I
You're saying?
Yes. No, no, I believe. Yeah, what you were saying is right. I believe they are.
Yeah. Well, another game. Of course, Tottenham played a boring 1-0 uh, at home to Villarreal. They won 1-0. you had actually predicted a draw. It nearly came to that, but yeah, Thomas Frank should be really happy that they won their first game 1-0.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't think there is um, much to talk about. Um, what other game should be of course, Newcastle against Barcelona. I didn't watch that one, unfortunately, but
Mm.
it looked to be a close. I don't know. People that watch, I don't know. But when I looked at the stats and everything, Barca didn't really dominate that much. But uh, of course, one standout performer, the one guy we talked about last time uh,
Yes.
during preview, it was Pedri, and we spoke about the midfield battle. Newcastle had to
Mm.
really contain Barcelona's midfield if they were going to get something in this game. And I understand
Mm.
Pedri had a day out. It was just too easy for him. He was balling out.
Oh,
Well,
Rashford.
Pedri in particular, of course, Rashford had a good game. He scored some beautiful goals, but man,
Yeah.
Pedri is just too good on the ball, technically,
Yeah. Yeah.
composed.
What you didn't expect it?
I expected it. Well, I told you, Tonali and
Eh,
Gumares will have to really have a better, an excellent game to keep him
mm.
quiet. And with
Yeah.
Pedri and De Jong in the middle, man, those
Mm.
two guys can just pass you to death, you know?
Yeah, it was really it wasn't necessarily that they dominated, but
Mm,
they did an efficient job, a very efficient job at
mm.
making sure that Newcastle doesn't didn't disturb the crowd and
Mm.
all that. They made
You
sure that
expect, of course, you expect Newcastle at St. James to be defiant and aggressive.
yes,
Mm.
yes, but they made it.
The network is really disturbing us today. Yeah, you're back. Oh my god. Mm, mm,
Coming to it start to be the ones to help you do what win the game. It is you scoring goals.
mm,
It's you scoring goals. So I believe that they really did a good job.
mm.
They bowled out. Rashford, honestly, I was surprised. I was surprised. Rashford, especially that second goal, man, that second goal was class.
Yeah,
He really played well. Yeah.
that
Uh,
was a
yeah.
statement
Yeah.
perform, you know.
Yeah, and by the way, for me, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him because some of the things that I expected him to do are the things that he did. Like, for example,
Mm,
reducing his salary, wanting to go to a team that is going to allow him to actually play. And thank God it was actually a big team that came for him. Yeah. So, and that's what that allows Barcelona to buy a player that they know actually that is going to contribute, is going to bring value to the club.
mm,
So for me, I'm really happy for him because I know the talent is there. Same thing I've always thought about Pogba, just
mm.
because now age caught up with him, he's now a bit older, but I mean, the talent is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me,
It,
nothing surprised me. I expected Newcastle's midfield to try to prevent Pedri and the rest from really dominating the game, and that's how it was. But as
mm,
usual, Elanga would go. I mean, those guys really got chances, to be honest. They honestly got chances, but they just failed to bury the chances. It's like they just didn't know what to do. Yeah.
mm,
So for me, I feel that the game went the way I expected.
mm.
Newcastle played the way I expected them to play. But yeah, that was the scoreline.
Well, Rashford is one of those players my mom loves most, and because
Hey.
now he's for Barcelona and she's a Barcelona fan, she should
Oh.
she She should be
Yeah, I'm
happy.
sure she's
I
excited. Yeah.
but she's tuning in, so yeah, mom, I send you regards. Um, Proceeding to the
Yeah.
PSG versus Atalanta. Well, I predicted a 4-1 PSG win. They actually won 4-0.
4-0,
Atalanta
I expect. Mm.
just fell apart, man. They lost Gasparini. He went to Roma, and then they're in a bit of a cold war with Ademola Lookman. You know, he didn't get his move, and now he's freezing out. They're not a good team anymore. You look at their back line, Isaac Ain, Jim City, they're not just good enough. They lost
Mm.
their keeper, Musso. I think he went to Valencia. You know, they're just
Mm.
a
Mm.
joint team, and I just didn't expect them to get anything in France. PSG
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
them.
And especially that they were playing at PSG's home. Of
Mm,
course, that was a score that was expected. It was a
mm.
score that personally I expected. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I don't
Madueke
think there's even
really
much for us to
missed
talk on.
players, you know. Dembele
The
didn't play.
what?
They missed most of their players. Desiree Doué didn't play.
They didn't. They didn't
Ousmane
need those
didn't
players.
play.
They didn't need those players. They didn't need those players. You're playing a team that is disjointed like that. You don't need those players.
Mm,
Honestly, you don't.
mm.
Yeah.
And man,
I don't think they needed.
speaking of quality, how good is Ashraf Hakimi and Nuno Mendes, man?
Man, honestly, I've always not rated Nuno Mendes, especially Ashraf Hakimi. I've seen him a lot.
Mm,
At Inter, I watched him, but Nuno Mendes, I always thought that he was this kind of player, like who is this Portuguese guy who went to Saudi Arabia? Very good
Cancelo.
at going forward. Cancelo, I always thought going forward, very good, but
Mm,
defending, really a big liability. But I
yeah.
mean, he applies energy, his speed helps him, you know, and I believe it all comes down to hard work. So those
You,
guys are
you know,
good.
if you're playing for a big team like Paris Saint-Germain, you don't necessarily have to be so good defensively. I mean, they dominate most of the game, you know.
Yeah,
And
we have seen him being tested. We have seen him being tested.
yeah, that's
Being tested whereby it's a one-on-one, and he has played really well. So for me, I give him
mm,
credit there. I believe
and
that
actually,
his hard work
last
has paid
season,
out.
he faced at least four of the top uh, wingers in the world in Bukayo Saka, Mo
And he came
Salah.
out on top.
He came out on
Yeah.
top. He's
Yes.
he's good, man. Nuno Mendes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I give him credit for Hakimi. Hakimi for me, he's for me he's a trend who knows how to
Mm.
defend.
Yeah.
That's how I can describe him. He's a trend that knows how to
Such
defend.
a baller, man. He's such a baller.
Yeah,
Going
he
forward
is. Mm,
is just crazy.
brilliant.
Crazy good.
Brilliant.
We have an Inter Milan fan in the comment section. Yeah. Nerazzurri is winning UCL. I don't think so, man.
I wouldn't be mad with that. I wouldn't be mad with that. I would actually be okay with that
Mm.
because, I mean, man, Nerazzurri has suffered. I mean,
You know,
having the record
they have
of
played
being
two
beaten five
finals
zero
in the last 3 years.
exactly,
Mm.
and they set a record of being beaten
Mm.
five. If I'm to just hint a bit on that, I believe that final, I mean that semi-final, took out a
Mm.
lot from those players. I believe it took out a lot from those players. I
Even
honestly don't think that they were. Yeah, I don't think that they were actually that bad. I honestly don't think they were that bad. They looked
mm.
so pathetic. They looked so bad because I feel that Barca and PSG play the
Mm.
same way. That
Yeah.
is my view. I think they are the same team. Now, if Barcelona could not beat them 5-0, I don't
Mm.
think PSG beating them 5-0 really showed what they are as a team. I believe they just took out a lot out of them.
Man, I think that is looking back at that final, it should be one of the worst finals I've watched, with the
It ended
expectations
in
hard. We
it
expected
ended in 20
Inter
minutes.
to make it hard
It
for
ended in
PSG.
20 minutes. Before even 30th
Yeah,
minute, man. The game
man, they
was done.
capitulated. I don't know.
But
Eventually, in Italy,
Mm.
The mafia influences so much. These most of these teams, and I remember I was watching with a friend, and I told him this is after this game. Inzaghi shouldn't stay in Italy. He has to move. He won't stay. I'm telling you, you know the ultras. You know the ultras.
Yes.
Those guys
Yeah.
joke around, man, and the way they lost the game, it was just
Mm.
embarrassing. You know it.
And it was
Should I
sad.
tell you one crazy fact? When Inter Milan
Mm-hmm.
returned to Italy, guess what? It was only one fan at the airport that welcomed the team. That is how mad the fans were. Only one
They didn't see it. They didn't see it coming. We all didn't see it coming because
man.
personally, I thought that the matchup of PSG and Barcelona would be terrible.
Yeah.
Me, I thought it would be terrible. I felt that a matchup of PSG and Inter Milan would
Mm,
be defense against teams that are
attack.
just bowling. You get
Mm,
that means
mm,
that one would be catching the other on the counter, while this
yeah.
one is trying to trying to hit trying to uh, peruse through try to get into the defense of the other. But man,
Mm,
PSG just took over. So for me, it was sad. But if they get together and win this year's Champions League, I'm okay with that. It will be
man,
justice. It will be
they're
justice
just
for the
looking.
pain.
They are looking a shadow of themselves. I'm telling you, the
Yeah,
team
man,
is
it's so
aging.
sad. It's sad.
That is fact. The team
Yeah.
is aging. Their best players
Mhm.
are no longer performing at the level they are expected to be
Their
performing
best
at.
players must be in their 30s now.
Yeah, they're old, man. If you look at Achabi in the defense, is old. We look at Mkhitaryan, Damian,
Bastoni.
uh, Bastoni. Bastoni is a bit younger. Barrera
Mm.
in the middle. These guys are
Mm.
old. They're aging. Well, I'll be surprised.
Chalanulu.
Of course, they are known to famously defend well. So if the fixtures are favorable, they might end up going to the semi-finals, and who knows, maybe go to the finals. But
Mm.
I don't expect them to win it. Well, the Narazori fan in the comment section, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but your team is not strong.
Man, I'm with you. I'm with you. I believe you guys can do it.
Inzaghi had to go to Saudi Arabia because
There's no way he was going to
too
stay
far,
there in
and
Sept.
the way
He
he lost,
couldn't stay
he
there.
couldn't stay there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
this guy is saying Barella is not even 29, but of course he's not
Eh,
even
Yeah,
29, but he
yeah.
can't play at the level he has been playing at for the last 3 seasons. And actually, I wanted him to make a move, maybe to the Premier League or
I honestly wanted him to as well. I
is
honestly
that
wanted
good?
him to as well.
Is that good?
Yeah, he's good.
A
He's
United type of
brilliant.
player, don't you think so?
No, 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 no. Please, please. No, 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 not
And
Man U.
they
The
need
guy, every player that goes to Man U dies.
like
We are not allowing Barella to go to Man U.
and Barella
No,
has
no.
the legs, man. He has the work ethic.
Yes,
He's technically good.
yes.
He can be a
I
handful.
agree. Yeah, he's 28 actually. He's 28, but there
Yeah.
is no way. At the peak of his game, no. Unless
Mm.
he's going there to make money. If he's
He's
going there
one.
to make money, well, let him go and get the bag. But if it is to play football and win trophies, no. Please,
Mm,
no. Manu has to first fix themselves. They have to first fix themselves, fix their team. Then they can bring in a player like Barella. Then we are like, okay, cool.
mm.
Let's now watch football. Yeah.
The last 5 years I've been watching Syria. He's been one of those players that I enjoy watching, man. He works.
I love watching him. I love watching him.
Uh,
I love his work ethic.
Bastoni, I
Yeah.
think Bastoni is just destined to move to the Premier League. And Chelsea,
I will have to see. I will have to see that to believe
Chelsea
it.
should be going to for Bastoni, man. I'm telling you, he's good.
But is he the player? You see, Chelsea has the players, but Chelsea doesn't have a leader. Is he a player that will lead
No, he's,
that line?
naturally, he's not a leader, but he's
Now
good.
that means that he will not help. That means he will not help.
I,
He
I,
will not help them.
the question is, how many leaders are out there in the first place? So,
That's a good one. That's a good question
man,
as well.
this modern game is very rare now to get
Yeah.
player like Gabriel Van Dijk in the defense,
Yeah, it's hard.
Rudiger,
It's
it is
hard.
hard.
Yeah, it's hard. True. That's true.
Well, that was quite a segment. Ah, not forgetting, man, Juventus played the high scoring draw against Juve, against Dortmund, sorry. Well, I
Two
think,
weeks in a two matches in a row.
yeah, 2 games in a row against Inter Milan, was it?
Yes, it was against Inter. It was against Inter Milan
Yeah, Dortmund. Was
against
it?
Dortmund. Man, I just didn't
Mm.
understand. I didn't understand this guy.
Well, I
Yeah, but if we talk about
yeah, carry on, carry on.
The Dortmund one,
Mm.
I was impressed.
Mm.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. Was Vlahovic a free agent this season?
He was. Remember when we were covering transfers, I told you one player that is actually on the market, people are not looking at him and he's good,
Mm,
is Dusan Vlahovic. I wouldn't have mind if it had come to Arsenal, because I think people that watch Serie A can really
mm,
agree with me. Vlahovic
mm.
is technically so good on the ball. Technically, takes set
That's the
pieces
thing I'm
so
not understanding.
good in the air,
Yeah.
but man, maybe he doesn't. It's not quite the profile coaches need. But for me, that has been watching
What do you
Syria.
mean?
I watched him when he was still at Fiorentina, and man, you could tell
Mm.
that this guy was going to be a good striker. But for some reasons, he's underrated. He's underrated. He had to stay at Juve because they couldn't get buyers, apparently. But man,
That's crazy.
Dusan
That's
Vlahovic
crazy.
is a good striker. He's a
He
good striker.
is. He is a good striker, and that's why I'm asking. I'm wondering why would a club like Newcastle,
Mm.
unless he just didn't want to go to Newcastle, but
Yeah.
Newcastle would have bought another striker, either a Wissa or maybe that Voltamada guy. But
Mm.
Vlahovic is already established, a player
And
that
he
knows the
wasn't
Champions
expensive.
League.
He wasn't even expensive, man.
Man, it's just sad. I was honestly wondering why the guy was. Is it that he's injury prone? Is it? Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know what the issue was at that time.
yeah, he gets injured quite a lot. Honestly, he has
Well,
not
well,
played in in a season.
but he was worth it. He was worth it. He was worth
Yeah.
it.
But that
He
was
was
a good
worth it.
for Juventus to
Yeah,
keep, because at least they have Vlahovic and Jonathan David. They got David on a free
yeah,
from Lille,
yeah.
so
Mm,
they'll get goals. Of course, they added
definitely.
Edon Zaragova also from Lille to offer more
Mm,
creativity, because Kenan Yield is a young man. They can't put all that responsibility on him. They will have
yeah,
to
yeah.
at least share the responsibilities with other senior players. But yeah, speaking of
Mm.
Kenan Yildiz, man, people,
He's a baller.
very,
He's a
very
baller.
few people really watch Serie A, but man, Yield is such a talent. He's such a talent,
Yes, he
and
is.
people think that Adagula is Turkey's best young player, but no, I think Kenan Yildiz is better than Adagula. Honestly, I think
No,
so.
Adagula is in Barcelona. I mean, it's in Madrid, so definitely
He'll get more
that's
players.
where the hype will go to. The hype will have to definitely go that side. But
That is,
Yildiz is good.
yeah, Kenan Yildiz is good. Of course, he
Yildiz
has
is
taken
legit.
forward in that game. What a player, man! He had a good game.
Those
Um,
guys stepped up. They stepped up. Especially the forward line. The forward line stepped up, and
mm,
they just have to work on their defense. It's the same thing. Just like Juventus is struggling with their defense, but the front line is delivering. It's the same thing
mm,
also that I can probably say about Liverpool. So
yeah,
they just have to continue working and trying to make sure that they get better and better. But
mm,
the moment they actually improve, you can
yeah,
imagine 4 goals, 5 goals. They'll deliver. I believe they will deliver.
Well, other games, Galatasaray, they lost 5-1 in Germany. I'm
Mm,
not so surprised.
mm,
Turkish clubs just flatter to deceive every time. Okay, they are always strong
mm,
at home, but
mm,
you don't always expect Turkish clubs to perform so well in Champions League. So
mm,
that's
mm,
around 5-1. And another game was Sporting CP. They won,
mm.
was it 5-1 or 4-1 against
4-1. 4-1.
Almaty? And that was
That,
definitely a routine win. Do you think this team is going to break one of those crazy records, conceding the most goals?
oh,
Because I
what?
think they're playing
Conrad?
against Arsenal too. I think we are playing
Mm.
against them, if I'm not mistaken, man. They are going to swallow so many goals.
Those are games that I expect any coach to
Mm,
either bring in his first 11 and take out players,
yeah.
or actually start with a third of the first team out.
Mm,
Give the string the other players chance to play, chance to
mm,
prove themselves, chance to win more minutes. You know.
mm,
That's what I expect. And with a team that is actually loaded like Arsenal, I expect Arsenal to actually do that. I expect Mosquera to play that game. I expect
mm.
whoever I mean, White to play that game. I expect changes. You get not so many
Yeah,
changes, not
very,
so many changes to disrupt
very.
the flow.
Basically, the second team should be playing against Almaty.
Yeah, not entirely the second team, but you bring in a bit of stability for first team,
Mm,
and then but you smear it with a bit of second team. Then as you whitewash them,
mm,
you as you score the goals 2-0, 3-0, you actually bring in more second team players. And if there's maybe any first team player that probably, let's say, Saka is coming back and he needs some time, some playing time to just get him, you bring him on, something like
mm.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
that has been the UCL recap. Um, Heading into the Premier League fixtures, uh,
Mm.
uh, I want to start with Nottingham against Burnley. Um, as we were watching Champions League, Nottingham was
Mm.
getting knocked out in
By
Carabao
Swansea.
by
By
Swansea.
Swansea. I watched
This,
that game. I watched the highlights.
well,
I watched the highlights.
I didn't watch, so I can't really speak a lot about it. But I just want to say this has not been an ideal start for Ange in particular. He lost against
And
Arsenal 3-0, and
mm,
then this was a chance for him at least to redeem himself.
from 2-0 down.
Well, just
Swansea from
take
2-0 down.
what really happened? Was it the high line? What exactly happened?
It wasn't necessarily the high line. It was just a
Mm,
capitulation of making so many changes and thinking that, you see, one thing I think Ange forgot is that he's the new coach. Hmm? You're the new coach. You shouldn't make a lot of changes with the new team the team that you're actually bringing on, the team
yeah.
that you're what with the first team players. As you look at also the second team, I mean the other players who stress the other string what the second team
Mm,
players, if I can call them. Start with that. It is just your second game, and you're making so many changes. I'm like, what's going on with this guy?
mm,
So for me, especially in defense, don't make so many changes. You get it? So the
mm,
thing is, the changes weren't really that many, but you could clearly see that just the setup, how they were playing, so many mistakes. The goal that the first goal that Swansea scored was from a corner. Now, honestly, if we remember anything about this Forest team is a team of big guys.
yeah.
These are tall guys who,
Little.
I mean, and it was a clean header into the net. Second goal, I'm like, what are these people doing defending? You know,
Mm,
for me, the third goal was the one that I put my hands up for. You know, this guy hits the bar. I mean, it hits the post. The ball comes out, and no one is next to this Swansea player. Like
mm,
no one. It's like reaction zero. You know, and this guy, you know, very brilliant technique. The guy hits the ball down, you know, with a lot of power. You know, a shot, but with a lot of power. You know, it hits the
mm,
ground, and I mean, the keeper could do nothing. So it was really a brilliant. The goals that Swansea scored were brilliant, and they capitalized on the momentum shift. When they
yeah.
scored that first goal, the momentum shifted, and Forest was all over the place. Yeah. So
Well,
personally, I really
Ange,
think Ange has his hands full.
Ange and who's the coach of West Ham? Graham Potter. Yeah,
Potter. Mm,
Graham Potter and Unai Emery are under massive pressure, man. Remember, Emery also is
mm.
out of Carabao,
Oh my God, these
surprisingly.
guys.
So
No, but at least for Forest has European games.
those
Amorim
are
doesn't have any
three
European games.
Premiership teams already out: United,
Mm,
Aston Villa, and Nottingham. They should be one of
mm.
the favorites in Carabao, man. They're already out
You
in
know,
September. In September, that is unacceptable. Well,
totally
they
unacceptable.
they are playing away at Turf Moor against Burnley, who have looked quite solid, by the way, at
Mm,
home.
mm, mm.
Don't know. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
With Burnley,
Yeah.
I would go for. Let me hold my horses on this one because
Mm,
if it was Nuno, I would actually go for a Forest win because I
mm,
think that Nuno would bet them into coming at them. He would bet them. He would bet Burnley at opening up and trying to come at them, and then he would
mm,
hit them on the break. But
mm,
now with Ange, I believe he's not going to really go for that.
mm.
So he will try to press these guys. So if Burnley takes their chances, I'm actually giving Burnley a win. So I would say
Okay.
one Burnley.
1-0 Burnley. And Nottingham are not struggling because they are missing players and all. They have the quality, man. They have the quality in the
Yeah.
squad. They made
Mm,
good additions. They signed Omari Hudson, uh,
mm. And he
player
played. He
called
played the Swansea game.
Zichenko. Did Zichenko play?
Since I was watching, it, I couldn't tell, but I didn't notice him. Mm.
They signed Igor Jesus. Like they added good players in the squad, but I don't know. Ange, I think, just doesn't suit their style of play and everything. We really hope that.
Yeah, these are players. These are players who know how to hit teams on the break. They
Mm,
press you, and if you make a mistake, they capitalize. They
yeah,
will wait for you to come at them. When they get the ball, they hit you on the break very fast, and that is it. They are not a team that possesses the ball. They don't have the players to do that.
he's one of those coaches that will die on his sword.
But
When
but
they,
I, but I, but I like their midfielder, Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson is one to watch. You know, I'm
yeah,
one person that doesn't.
yeah,
I don't rate English players so much because of their media.
mm,
Until a player really proves himself that he's actually really that good.
mm,
But for Elliot Anderson, even without, and the good thing is that he has not had media hype around him. He has
yeah,
developed in the shadows, and for me, I really think he's a good player. He's really a player up there. He's a really good player. I like him.
yeah, he's going
Very
to
good.
have a good campaign
I
with
believe
World
so,
Cup
and I
coming.
expect him. I expect him to go for the World Cup.
Mm. Well, mm, going on to the next one, Liverpool at home at Anfield. They're hosting
Mm,
Everton in the first
mm,
Merseyside derby of this season. Early kick-off.
mm,
Of course,
mm,
Liverpool won their champion this game 3-2 against Atletico.
mm,
They're at home.
mm,
Uh, they
mm,
they won their last Premiership game against Burnley 1-0. It was still a stoppage time winner.
Mm,
Well, I don't know. I expect Liverpool at home to do better. Of
mm,
course, Everton will put up a fight. They always do.
yeah,
But I think Liverpool just have too much for them.
I
I'll go.
believe so as well.
I'll go for a 2-1. You've just made it a habit of conceding every game.
Now, surprisingly, for this one, I'm actually going for a 2-0. I'm expecting things to start shifting.
Mm.
I'm not expecting Liverpool to start to still keep in that mode of just giving away
You
goals
know,
and all
it
that.
has some tidy players, Ndiaye, Jack Grealish.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, that's true. And my hope is that they actually try to lean on that. My hope is
Mm.
that they actually try to, possess the ball and try to, pass the ball and all that. That is my
Mm.
hope. That they don't go and fall back to defend and, close shop. The moment they try to do that, that scoreline
Mm.
may not be 2-0. It might be more than 2-0.
So
Yeah,
you're going for a 2-0 win, huh?
yeah, I'm going for a 2-0 win for Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool win.
Mm.
Okay. Brighton are hosting Spurs. This should be a good one.
Brighton win.
You're going for
Brighton
a
win.
win at home.
Brighton win. I'm just not sure of the score, but I'm going for a Brighton win.
I mean, you need to call it
Okay, I will go for it. A 3-1.
3-1. Wow.
3-1. Okay, I'll go for a 2-1 because this is Thomas Frank. I'd almost forgotten that Ange is no longer there.
Mm.
Brighton, I expect Brighton. Brighton is one team that no one should under. When they
Mm.
show up, they really show up.
And you'll never know when they
Tottenham,
show up.
yeah.
Mhm.
So Tottenham, on the other hand, uh, Tottenham, yes, they purchased good players and all that, but
Mm.
they are still porous. I still believe they are still porous at the back.
Yeah.
You can still breach them very well.
Well, I like Thomas Frank as a coach. I think
Mm,
he has given Tottenham a different style and approach to games. He's he
mm,
gets conservative when he needs to, and yeah, he makes good decisions. They had
mm,
many rotations during the week. I expect Richarlison to come back into the team. Well,
mm,
with Brighton, you'll never know what you're going to get.
mm,
On their day, they
mm,
can beat anyone in the league. So I won't
mm.
be surprised if they hold Spurs to a draw or even beat them. But yeah, I'll lean on Spurs to get the job done. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
for a 2-1 Spurs win.
Okay.
Well, another game should be interesting. West Ham at home playing Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have so far kept 3 clean sheets in their first 4 games. That is impressive. Oliver Glasner is doing a very good job considering the amount of players that he has lost.
Mm, mm, mm.
He's a good coach.
I'm expecting a zero. I'm expecting a 1-1 draw.
A 1-1 draw.
Mm.
Man, West Ham, they're just so bad. They're just
I
bad.
know, I know, but being at home, I'm giving it to them because they're at home.
I'm afraid if they don't pull the trigger very soon, they're going to end up getting dragged in the relegation.
Relegation button.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm afraid they should be they should be looking forward to get another coach. Graham Potter, it has not worked from the start. They just need to get
Let's give him till December and see what happens.
man. December is quite far. You might reach December when you're ready in the last week. So I'm going to go. Crystal Palace are just a good team, man. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go for um, a 2-1 Crystal Palace win. You're going for a 1-1,
Mm.
right? Okay.
1-1 draw.
Fulham at home. They're playing Brentford. uh, two teams that just enjoy uh, being problematic. So
This would have
Fulham,
been. I watched. Yes, you were saying.
yeah, Fulham added two wingers in Kikweze and the other Brazilian who looked so good when he came on in their last game.
Hmm.
And
Did they win their last game?
yeah, it was
Let me just check.
a stoppage time winner. Don't you remember that crazy own goal? The guy just headed straight to his goal.
I didn't watch that one. Oh, Chelsea. No, Fulham was beaten by Chelsea 2-0.
They, was it their last game? No, no, no.
Yeah, Chelsea.
No,
Wait,
Chelsea.
no, no, no,
Chelsea drew. Chelsea
no,
drew
no,
their.
no, no, no. Yeah, let me look for. Oh, Fulham. Fulham
Yeah,
won against Leeds. Fulham won.
yeah. Stoppage time winner. An own goal. So I'm
Oh,
going to go
okay.
for 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
I'll go for a Fulham win. Brentford is proving to really be a good team.
Yeah, I was going to
I'll
say
go for,
Brentford and Bournemouth. They should really
yep,
get credit. They lost so
yeah,
many players.
so many players.
They are
Yeah,
still putting up performances, so they deserve
yeah.
credit.
I'll give Fulham a win. I'll say 1-0.
1-0 Fulham.
Mm.
Well, Bournemouth, Semenyo at home. They're hosting Newcastle.
I think you left out Wolves Leeds, right? We didn't look at that one.
Yeah, we are still looking at the games. We still have City, we still have United.
No, I mean I think you left out Wolves from Saturday. Wolves versus Leeds.
Oh, we didn't preview it, eh?
Yes, Wolves Leeds. That's the one we left out.
Okay.
Then we also, yeah.
Well, Bournemouth at Vitality, they are hosting Newcastle, who kicked off their UCL campaign this week.
With a loss. Mm,
With loss, they are
mm.
traveling to Bournemouth. I'm very impressed with Bournemouth, man.
Yeah.
Raiola is proving to be a very good coach. They properly coached him, and don't you think Raiola should be one of the contestants to join United as Ruben's replacement?
Uh, it's not
But
bad. You
honestly,
see, because but
honestly, I don't want him to go there because they will destroy his profile just like they have just destroyed Ruben's profile. I want him
that is what
to
I'm saying.
take his time before even.
Manu's because for me, I believe Manu's problems are not necessarily uh, a coach. Their
Mm,
problems are beyond the pitch.
yeah,
Their problems are beyond the pitch. So that's the reason why I feel they need to first sort out what their issues beyond the pitch.
mm,
Then I believe that like a coach will be there to see
take on
them
the.
through.
Mm. Well,
Yeah, just
I'm
take on the
going to
mantle.
go Newcastle. They just
I'll give this one a draw, by the way.
yeah, it has a draw written all over it. I'm going to go for a
I
1-1.
think I think Bournemouth can win, but I'll give it a draw. 2-2.
I'm going for a 1-1.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
go for a 2-2
Sunderland,
draw.
another team that has proved to be hard, but I predicted it.
Sunderland,
They
Aston
have,
Villa.
yeah, remember, I think you remember my prediction. I predicted Sunderland to stay up. They recruited so well, and yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
far so good for
And
them. So far so good.
yeah, so
They're
far so
hosting
good. That's true.
Aston Villa. You can say
Yeah.
that Aston Villa is having a crisis. You know, I saw some crazy stat. I don't know if it is correct. In the top,
Mm.
is it the top five leagues? They haven't
Yes.
scored a goal this season.
Uh, what? What you mean Aston Villa?
Yeah,
Let me just confirm that they have not scored a goal in what? In the Premier League?
in the Premier League. I think the top English league is. I saw some stat like that. Sure, I can't remember any games Aston Villa scored. They have been losing and
Okay,
drawing.
let me just I would have confirmed from the scores of the first three, what? But let me just confirm here.
Okay,
Oh my,
their
I
first game
I
was
believe you might be right.
a 2-2, right?
I believe you might. It was a 0-0
A 0-0 against Newcastle. Yeah,
Newcastle. Man, I have a feeling you're actually right.
it is crazy.
Oh my
But
God.
I need to ask you, Oscar, where is the media energy on Emery? When he just annually gets his big win, maybe against one of the big six, they're all
Mm.
giving him praise and all that. Emery, blah blah blah. But when he's actually having crises, and you'll never. Why is he getting away with these performances? Why?
It is a small club.
But man,
Let me just be blunt. Let me be blunt with you. They are a small club.
but when
They are a
when he
small
beats
club.
when he beats Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea, all of a sudden he's one of the top coaches in the world.
It's because they are a small club. You
I've
see,
already said
uh,
it. This guy
you see,
is a joker.
I believe small clubs. I believe small clubs.
Mm,
You can be a small club with the mentality of how the leadership acts, which I
mm,
believe also translates to the fans, because usually everything starts from the top, from the how what every the team is led.
mm,
There are teams that are actually big, but they actually behave like small clubs.
mm,
There are clubs that are actually small, but their leadership have goals that are actually big.
mm,
Now, Aston Villa is actually a small club in terms of when we look at which teams are big in terms of in football terms, not in terms of
it's true.
finances or anything. In football terms,
Mm,
they are a small club. You get,
mm,
but the owners of Aston Villa, their mentality is big club mentality.
yeah.
And if it wasn't for PSR, those guys are so loaded that they would actually have brought in very many big players
But
to Aston Villa.
is that an excuse for having this
No, no, I'm not
players?
saying I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm not saying it's an excuse. Let's leave their current performances out of it. I was just giving you an
It is
example. You
shocking,
see,
man.
I remember.
Aston Villa has no win in 4 games, man.
Yes, that's why I told you that. You
Already
asked
out of
why
the
why the
Carabao.
media. Yes, you asked why the media is not
Did they
throwing it
qualify
out
for
there.
any European competition?
Yes, they are in Europa.
Okay.
They are in Europa. So
Let's
for me,
see.
it is because they are a small club. It's because they're a small club. If they were a big club,
Mm,
you would hear the noise. The coach would be on the hot seat right now. You
mm,
get,
mm,
the coach would be on a hot seat right now. So it is because they are a small club, but their owners are really trying to make sure that the club is actually moves on as a big club. It's just
mm.
because yeah, they are a small club, yeah. But otherwise, you would have had the noise. The noise would have been in plenty right now.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going for a 2-2. They are not beating Sunderland at their ground.
I'm going to give them a 2-0.
You're tipping them to get their first win away.
I mean, come on. I'm giving them a 2-0. I'm seeing them winning. It will be a 2-1 or a 2-0, but I'm going with 2-0.
Okay.
Let's go, Aston Villa.
Okay. Okay.
Eh,
Moving on to one of the big games to watch out this weekend. I don't know if it is big anymore, mm, considering the state of
I
one
mean, it is big. It is the fans that make the match big. So it is a
but
big game.
United, the great
Mm,
United, at home
mm,
hosting Chelsea,
yes,
and
yes.
I mean we have spoken about Manchester United for
Mm,
months.
yeah.
They just don't seem to get things right. They're still, of course,
Yeah,
struggling. They lost the derby 3-0.
yeah, yeah.
It was quite comfortable for Manchester City.
Very comfortable.
Well, I just wanted to get clarification from you. I saw some reports. I don't know if they are authentic or not.
Mm,
Is it
yeah.
true that Ruben has been given 3 games, the next fixture?
I'm I'm not sure about that. Usually that kind of news comes out. They come out as rumors, but
Mm,
usually the hierarchy will never come out and say it bluntly. You know.
yeah, and there's
So
no.
I don't I, I haven't heard about it.
Mm,
I haven't heard about it. But depending on the sources, depending on where you're listening, hearing it from, if you're hearing it from people from Austin,
no, no, no.
those are insiders.
They haven't really reported it. They're just
If they're
there.
not reported it, then just ignore it because
But
those things will happen.
if it's true,
Mm,
the guy should just consider himself fired because his next 3 games are hard. He's playing Chelsea, Sunderland,
hmm.
and Brentford, I think.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Are they all away? But anyway, this doesn't matter. Old
they have
Trafford.
United at home. I think Sunderland away and Brentford
Mm,
home. But
mm.
United have been losing games home and away. Doesn't matter where they are playing.
It doesn't
Well,
matter, honestly.
when I speak about United, so many of my friends that are apparently United supporters get emotional, but the truth is, this is where your club is. I mean,
Mm.
you can brag about your rich history and everything, but
Man, but
it
let's not bring history in this thing. If
it's
we are
not.
bringing history, then Nottingham Forest will also bring their history.
Yeah, everyone
Nottingham
has
Forest will also bring out
exactly,
history.
exactly. Everyone has history. Aston Villa has history. Actually, Nottingham Forest
Exactly.
is a two-time European champion. But who
Yeah.
cares about their history? No one. No one.
Yeah.
So
We are
United,
living in the current.
most of their fans are reactionary, but they just need to come to terms with the current reality, man. This is where you are.
Mm.
We've been
Yeah.
there. I've been there.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I know how mediocrity feels, man. I know. Losing
Hey,
games
it's
every
sad. It's a sad thing.
it is sad,
You
but
go into the weekend, you're sure you're not winning.
yeah, but man, to go to the promised land, the
Mm.
journey is not simple. Hmm?
It
It's
is.
not
It is
simple.
really sad.
Is you
It's sad.
saw how the Israelites struggled, man, to
Big
reach.
guy. It was hardcore hard. Eh?
Hey,
And actually,
so
it's not the same squad. It's not the same squad that will arrive at the promised land. So, so you might find only one or two.
yeah,
Eh? That is how
well,
it works. Of course, you have to remove dead wood. So, yeah.
man, I'm just waiting for Pastor Brian to make his debut. I'm going to just get my popcorn, sit back, and hear the
when are
man
you?
rant.
When are you? You should. I don't know when you're planning on bringing him on, but man, I
And
just give us a heads up so that
Sunday against
hey,
Liverpool, right? So I'm going to keep him for that debut
that was
again.
that was,
Yeah, that is
give him a
next month.
heads up because he usually has a busy schedule, so
Yeah,
you give him a
I'm going
heads up
to
so that
tell
he
him.
can fix it in his schedule. Yeah.
I'm going to tell him against Liverpool, we're having you for a preview, man. Well,
Oh my
away
God.
from the banter, United need to get a debut.
Hey,
They need to get it fast.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
Ruben
need to.
Amorim is still stubborn. Uh,
Mm,
he doesn't want to change the system, and it's obviously not working. I mean, even the new signings are already turning out to look bad. Did you see that
man.
Mbemo performance against City? He looked
Look,
average.
guy,
Eh?
I was shocked. He wasn't adding any value, man. When you expected him to do something that he normally does,
Yeah,
besides that fantastic strike,
yeah.
I don't think there was anything that he did in that match.
Nothing.
Because normally in Brentford, he would come, take on the defender, take on the defender, cut
Mm,
into the middle and shoot.
yeah.
He could not do that. I mean, I was like, man,
Actually,
this
Mr.
this was just
Sita.
a stale game. He missed the sitter.
Mm. But you remember last week doing the preview, I told you the Brandy is going to start in goal. I knew he would. But to be fair to him, you can't
Mm.
really blame him for any of the goals they conceded. I mean, that
No, no.
defending, uh, I think it was the second goal, right? When
Oh, man,
Alan
all of them,
was put
all of
for.
them were
Wait,
just sad.
yeah, I saw three guys marking themselves, professionals. Man, what?
Man,
See, we can
and
we can blame the coach and everything, but these some of these United players, man, they're just uncoachable. I'm telling you.
there are some things that I think a professional should be knowing,
Mm,
especially when it's like a person like Shaw,
mm,
Man City. These are, some of their players. These are players you play the day in, day out. There
mm,
is no way you're beating Doku on a foot in a sprint.
yeah,
So this player comes at you, and your foot is planted. The moment he goes past, you're
you
either
just.
fouling him or he's gone. So the
But
fact that
man,
getting the ball was 50-50, like, why he should have moved backwards, like try to, and so that he can at least give the other players chance to come and help him.
but
It was it was sad.
that was too easy. The way Doku just passed by those guys, man, it was too easy.
Man, it was a highway style, man. Highway
But you
style.
see,
The guy just maneuvered, he was gone.
Oscar, there are things that
Yeah.
with soccer, you are not going to cheat football, man. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough.
Mm.
Luke Shaw shouldn't be starting games
Yeah,
in 2025 for United. They would.
man.
I know most fans will try to justify his presence in the squad, but it is. I don't know. Luke Shaw starting for United 2025, and you expect to beat
Man,
teams? Nah, you're kidding. Yes.
like you were talking about the promised land. You
Mm,
will have to drop. Deadwood will have to drop on the way. People
mm,
will have to drop on the way, and the next generation comes in and
mm,
takes the mantle and takes the team. At the end of the day, it's the team that matters. Eh?
yeah.
If there is Deadwood, we're not carrying Deadwood to the promised land. The Deadwood will have to die in the desert. That is it.
Mm,
But holding on to those players will have to go. They have to
to go,
go,
man.
bring in players, change the mindset of the club, change the mindset of the players.
Mm,
But personally, I believe that there are things that, man, some of these players, because you can't tell me that players like Fletcher, Sheringham, players like O'Shea,
mm,
players like Brown,
yeah,
eh? These are players that used to come, impact players in big games.
yeah.
These were not world-class players,
They weren't.
but the club had a mentality
Yeah,
which even mediocre players would look like superstars. You
Makeda
get it?
would just come and chip in with a goal. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Mm,
So for me, in my honest opinion, there's also a mindset that these guys have, and that also affects their new signing. So they need to clear out that deadwood, and I
mm,
believe one of the people that needs to be cleared out is Luke Shaw.
yeah.
And for me, I've kept on saying it, and I still believe I'll keep saying it. That captain of Man U, if they can get money out of him, good money, they better get that good money and what and
You know,
invest it wisely.
have you the bar has dropped so low that they are glorifying mediocrity. You get what I'm saying?
It's sad.
You know,
Yeah, it's
because
sad. It is really sad.
apparently Bruno Fernandes,
It's sad,
Manchester United, is best player, but man, he
man.
goes
It's
missing
bad.
most
It's
of the.
really bad.
He goes miss. Like you always see him moaning, shouting at the ref, complaining.
Yeah.
Yo,
And for me as a
that is your
for me
cup.
as a Liverpool player, for me as a Liverpool fan, it
Mm.
is fun for me. It's brilliant. I'm like, wow, we were also here, we were here and we
You
we
got
felt the
soft.
pain. But if I'm to Yeah, so let them experience it. And especially in this social media era, man,
Yeah.
they will feel the pain. Yeah. So, but if we were to look at it in terms of in football, in terms of football, they really their mindset needs to change, or the mindset of the club, the mindset of the players, because they speak of Manu being a big, but the way they act and the way they don't
Yeah.
play like it's a big club. These guys don't die for the shots,
The mentality, Roy Keane always speaks about it. Like, at least put in a fight. One crazy
you
thing
know.
I need to point out, by the way, I've never
Mm.
seen a derby that ends 90 minutes with zero bookings. How? Is that even a derby? We're even competing on the pitch. Zero
But
bookings.
hold on. Liverpool will beat Everton 4-0.
Yeah,
That game will end with two red cards
yeah,
and some few yellow cards scattered here and there.
exactly.
Imagine this is Everton we're talking about.
Yeah.
Everton, which is really doing badly. At that time, they were really doing badly. But now we're talking about a Man U.
Mm.
You're allowing in a derby. That means that there was no fight. There
That
was
was the
whereby
thing.
no one is yellow. And you're making the a ref is not supposed to have a good day in a derby. You're not supposed to have a good He's supposed to at least struggle with something, but the ref had a superb day. I can say the ref had 100%.
Uh,
Basically, that game would have been played without a referee even.
yeah, because
The players
with
would
the
have
derby,
left that game themselves.
with the derbies, form goes out of the window, and you play with pride.
Yes,
It's about
exactly,
it.
exactly.
But I was so surprised, man. The game ended with zero bookings, no yellow cards, not even for time wasting. United, man, Manchester United. I
Yes.
really feel for
Yeah,
United fans sometimes.
the bar has really dropped, and for me the bar has really dropped, and even in this next game, I expect them to be crucified. This next game, I expect
But
unless Chelsea comes to play around, I expect a massacre. I expect, this game of Chelsea is always a low scoring game. I just don't
yeah,
understand why
yeah,
Chelsea
I was
fears
going
Man
to
U.
point out that they have fairly good record against Chelsea. Chelsea
It's
just
yeah, yes,
does beat United.
it's a, I just don't understand. But I
But
expect Chelsea
surely,
to do well.
surely, if you draw points against United these days, you should be disappointed
Very disappointed. Home
because
and away, you
what
should be beating them. Home and away, you
yeah,
should be beating them.
yeah.
You
Well,
should be.
I United. Even when I feel that they are going to get something, they just capitulate. Because against Manchester City, I predicted, man, a 2-2 maybe. I expected some bit of fight. It
I actually
was
expected them to
far
beat
from
Man
that.
City. I expected them to beat Man City. And the reason I expected them to beat Man City is because I expected them to grow into the game slowly by slowly. And actually, instead, it was Man City that just it
You highlighted
was sad.
about the mentality thing, and you notice that whenever United concedes the first goal, they just fall apart, man. They just fall.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I'm telling you this, sacking the coach won't solve anything. It won't.
No,
Another coach will
no.
come in
They
and
already
repeat the same. The cycle
problem.
just goes on and on
Just
and on.
continue. Yes,
I think
yes.
they
Yeah,
have to stick with Amri, man. They have to stick with him
yeah.
till he stabilizes the ship. Otherwise, man,
And
he won't care getting the bag and leaving, man. Do you know
yeah.
another thing, man? When you start talking about United, there are so many things to talk about. I
Mm.
am interested to know the amount of money they have spent sacking coaches.
But by
That
the way, that's a topic to discuss at some point. That is a good topic to look at some point
because
because they are really. It's
that's
like
something that they in case they sack Amram, they have to pay him around 2.5 million. That's a hefty lot, man.
that's not little money. That might be salary for two players, or at least one player that is influential. That is good.
So
That is a good salary.
I'm really going to do some research about it. How much money
And
United
they
has
really need to look at it. Really need to look.
for the
They really
last
need to look at that.
five coaches they have sacked, man.
Exactly.
And maybe this is one of the reasons they are struggling financially, man. They're spending so much money on players that are not even delivering on the pitch, sacking coaches
Mm,
every now and then. Like it's a
yeah.
whole mess. It's a whole mess, man. And
At this rate,
I feel pity for
at this,
like Shesko, man. He came into
at
this
this rate,
mess.
at this rate, I don't think Sesko came to Man U. I don't think because of he came to Man U because of their history and because of the number of what fans they have. The brand because of the
But
brand
no,
of
he's
Man U.
going to fall victim of the whole conundrum. I'm telling you. He came on big money.
Well,
He has to deliver.
mm,
So I feel pity for him, man. I feel pity because I'm telling you, regardless of Sesko's goal scoring record at Arsenal,
mm.
he would have gotten a goal already at Arsenal. I'm telling
Let
you.
me tell you let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Sesko.
Mm,
Players like Sesko, they have players like Chesco that have a very good marketing team and a very
mm,
good branding team. I
mm.
never worry for their futures. Chesco can leave Man U and still get a big club to take him.
He has a good agency. Eh?
By the time he's scoring 14 goals and he's being sold to the world as a class player,
Mm,
the man is scoring 14 goals in the league, eh? And he's being sold to the world as the next big thing.
yeah.
No, you have to have a. You see, that's the reason why it's really good to do your own research on some of these things. I had to
Yeah.
go and do a bit of research on the guy, and I
Mm,
saw the number of goals the man has scored in the league. These things of contributions, money goal contributions,
yeah.
that's just pathetic. Me, I look at the goals you've scored. You're paid as a striker to score. It's like a
Mm,
keeper who just is very good at supplying the ball to strikers, but is
yeah.
allowing very many goals into the net. You
Mm,
are paid as a keeper to do what? You are paid as a keeper to stop goals from entering the net. Those things are about supplying the ball, shooting and all that. I mean, giving strikers the ball, those
mm,
things don't count. So for me, I look at a striker in terms of the goals that he has scored. So if Shesko was being marketed like that,
yeah.
that means he has a very good agency, which is actually a good thing. I encourage all professional footballers to actually have that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, this is work. This is a job.
Mm,
You're not playing for fun. You're playing for money. You need the money. You get.
mm,
So,
yeah.
yeah, for me, I wouldn't worry that much about Shesko. Shesko is good to go. Anytime things don't work out at Man U, he can always get a better deal
Yeah.
elsewhere. For me, I'm not worried about Shesko. Uh, I would probably people that probably you would worry about are people that don't have really that good a team to work with, a team to sell them. Because
Mm,
usually these teams that are good at doing these things have good relationships with those with big clubs.
mm,
Uh, they have connections. Because
yeah.
most of these things are about connection. Most of these things are about
And
connection.
he's still young. So
Yeah, he's still young. He has time to grow. He has time to improve. You know, the time is still there.
you reckon a Ganacho homecoming goal?
I actually sent someone a message. I was like, see your boy, man. Your boy
Yeah.
has gone to cause havoc somewhere else. The boy was sleeping on duty, man. And,
Mm,
his team just dropped points, man. They lost
yeah.
the two
Against
points
Brentford. Yeah. He didn't
against
score.
Brentford because he
Man.
was sleeping on duty.
Yeah.
He was sleeping on duty. You see, for me, I think as a striker or any player, if you're in the box, you better defend.
Yeah.
You better defend, or else don't even step in there because
Man.
you just putting
So
your
had
body around.
like four headers in a row against United. He was clearing balls like he was a centre back.
First wait, he cleared five balls, then he went and scored a goal the other side.
Four in a row. They crossed
and
and
you see, and you and you see that was the time when I actually expected Manu to put one ball in the net.
yeah. He
I expected him
cleared
to
every
put at least one ball
man.
in the net. Yeah. Uh, when about the Manu, you see, uh, all their wing backs are really poor at defending. So in
Mm.
my view, why don't you just put one defender on the left or on the right, who is at least good at crossing the ball? And for me, I think Dallo is the best. Or if Luke
That,
Shaw is up,
hmm.
if Luke Shaw is up for it, if Luke Shaw, no, Dallo is poor at defending, but going forward, he will give you a lot. But what I'm
Yeah,
saying is, at least put one. Hmm?
Dalot
Play
underperformed
four.
a
Play
lot.
four. No, going forward is okay. Going
Yo,
forward is okay.
these guys have played for a back five and still conceded goals. So
No, me, I'm not talking of a back four. I'm talking of a back four.
they will play every
I'm,
60
I'm
minutes,
talking. I'm
concede goals.
talking of a back four. I'm talking of a back four. A
Yeah.
back four. Two midfielders. That's Casemiro and
Mm.
Maino.
Semiro. Yeah, Oscar.
Casemiro. Boss, listen,
Yeah,
listen.
yeah.
What I'm telling you here, we are working with what they have. You're not going to start asking a pineapple to start producing mangoes.
Oscar. I
Eh?
remember we had a
Eh?
discussion before even the season started about United.
Yes,
And I told you, man,
yes,
2025, Casemiro shouldn't be starting games for you in the middle. You're going
yes. But you
somewhere.
see the problem? You see where
The
the
man,
problem is?
the man is past his.
Listen,
Be in America or
listen.
Saudi.
It is okay. We are not arguing with that. But you see
Yeah.
where the problem is? The people that you expect to be better than him are worse.
But
So that means he has to play.
Mino in particular, he's been frozen out
Yes. And
every
you
game.
see, the reason I'm saying minor, the
Mm.
reason I'm saying, the reason I'm saying minor is
Yeah.
because I'm not really expecting much from him to defend.
Mm.
I would have said Ugarte, but Ugarte is just as terrible. Ugarte will
Yeah.
not give you
That
anything
guy,
defensive
man.
wise.
They signed PSG's worst player, midfielder. I mean, carry on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would go with Mino because I am sure Mino at least can is a ball carrier. He will at
Mm.
least give me something carrying the ball. So that is 4-2. I didn't mention the back four. The back four
Mm.
I would have Delete and I
Mm.
would have either Maguire or I would have Euro. One of
Mm.
those two. Then
Mm.
on the wing, I would have one on one of the wings. Okay, me I would have Dallo on one wing, and on
Mm.
that wing,
As
depending
a
on
right
who
back.
he's going to go against, is a right back. Depending on who is going to go against, depending on who
Mm.
is going to go against, I would definitely play Dallo there. But then I would play the other wing back, the left back, a left back who doesn't move beyond the center line, a left
Mm.
back who doesn't move beyond the center line. Then these two would be Casemiro and Maino. Then in the middle, I would have three, whereby I will have Fernandez playing the 10. I
Mm.
would have on the one wing, I would either have Cunha on the other wing, and then this side I would either have Ahmad or what or Mbemo. I can't play all of them. Now, when I have them like then I have Shesko as the
Mm.
one leading the line. You get that is how I would play. You get, but I would play it in a way that you see. I believe that this group of Manu players, there is
Mm.
at least one system that can at least get the best out of them. They are not really they are bad, but they're not really as bad as their score line or the number of points they have makes them look like. For me, I believe that Amorim is forcing the issue because when we were watching the Man City game, every time they crossed the ball, you would see that the cross is so pathetic. You get the cross is so pathetic, and all the players who are crossing the ball were doing it so badly, especially that Dogu guy. Is not a good guy at crossing the ball. There were actually two situations whereby he was given a pass and he had to place the ball, for a tap in. Now, there is
Mm.
placing a tap in whereby you're crossing the ball in between the keeper and the defenders. Then someone can tap in. But then there's one where you're laying it back. Yeah, you get. There were two chances where he should have laid the ball back. Clearly, he could see that there is a Man City defender in front, and there is no way the ball is going to go through. You get now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that intelligence. Dogu doesn't have that intelligence.
But
Clearly, he showed it that he doesn't have that intelligence.
I want to ask you, Oscar. Don't you think that
Yes.
it is wise for Amram at least in most games? Yeah, maybe
Mm.
against weaker opponents. Yeah, you can play that front three of Cunha, Shesko, and Wemo. But for me, considering the way uh, the midfield is, they are weak. Playing Cunha and Bruno in
Mm.
the same game, man, sometimes is a terrible decision because they both don't
They
track
don't
back.
give you anything.
Yeah, they don't give you anything
Yeah.
defensive. So I think because
Yeah.
they don't even play Cunha as a striker. So in most of the games, at least, for example, against City or Liverpool, one of them should sit out, and at least
I would agree.
play
I would
with
agree
a
with that.
player who's willing to put in a shift because
Ahmad is willing to put in a shift.
looks terrible out of position, man. Bruno is literally,
Yes, I would play Ahmad.
yeah.
I would actually play. I would either play Ahmad, either drop Fernandez and
Mm,
play Cunha in a 10, and
mm,
then play Ahmad and Mbeumo on both sides,
mm,
or drop Mbeumo and play Ahmad and then Cunha on the other side, and then Fernandez in the 10, and then
mm.
Shesko. Meaning that all of them track back, but it
Mm.
is only Shesko that remains up top. Yeah, I
Another,
would agree with that. Not both
another
of them should play.
another idea I thought about was okay, right now he's out injured, but when Lisandro comes back, just integrate him
Mm.
in the middle. Let him play as a six, maybe. Because at least for him, he puts in tackles, you know?
I think that would not be. Right now where Manu is,
Mm.
those midfielders. By the time Casemiro is better than all those midfielders,
It is a
I don't
problem.
think I would blame. Yeah, it's a very big problem. I
Mm.
think that it will be okay if he tries Martinez in that six. It will be 100% okay in my view.
Mm.
Hundred
But we
percent
know
fine. Play,
he's a stubborn man. And you know what
yeah,
it is very fun. I hate watching United, Every time they are trailing, look who he
yeah.
brings on. Harry Maguire. To get him a goal.
Man, his favorite attacker.
I swear, Oscar. It is just bad that it's only Friday that you have time to. But we just need a day to do a United segment with a United fan. We get to listen to his perspective. Because man,
week
you
week eight, week eight. It is Manu versus match day eight. It is Manu versus Liverpool. So
yeah.
maybe we can see some try to see something there.
Mm. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to go for a 2-2 draw. These guys always play
Yeah,
for.
yeah, it's a low scoring game, but I'm expecting Cole Palmer to show up. I'm
Mm,
expecting. I would say a Chelsea win. I'm giving it a Chelsea win. I would say 2-1. Actually, I wanted to go for 3-1. Actually, I
mm.
wanted to go for 3-1, but I'll go for 2-1. 2-1
2-1
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Finally, the big one. Arsenal at home. They're hosting Manchester City.
Arsenal is not
Uh,
losing that one.
Arsenal has been dominant in the last three games against Manchester City.
Mm.
Actually, City has lost 3 out of 5 against Arsenal, and the last trip to the Emirates last season was an
Was
embarrassment.
a
Yeah,
yeah, big embarrassment.
they got humbled 5-1.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, this season
With Havertz leading the line.
exactly. He actually scored and assisted in that game, so
Oh man.
it was a good day to be an Arsenal fan. I just like the
Yeah.
way Pep came down to earth and accepted. Yeah, they
Eh,
have been
no, he has
beaten.
allowed. I know he's still going to allow. His team is not
Yeah,
that good. These two
well,
games are lying to him. Yeah.
Coming into this game, of course, both teams are missing quite a few players. Arsenal will be missing Bukayo Saka and
Mm,
Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, and Martin Odegaard, who we don't know if he will make a late fitness test. We don't know. And on the other hand,
mm,
City won't be having Mamush, Ryan Chucky. I think those are the two notable, and John Stones. Those are the two notable absentees that won't play that day. Rodri is slowly getting back to his best. He did have, by the way, a good game against United. I thought he was average, but against Napoli, yeah, he felt he played well, and he was taken off earlier, maybe to prepare him for this tie.
mm, mm,
Well,
mm.
Arsenal at home, they're expected to win this game because, man, if you're going for a title, you need statement wins. Ateta,
Yeah.
my sister is calling. Uh, just lets the guys express themselves, man. Sometimes in most special against big teams, he's
I
too
think
excited.
your screen must be off.
Are you sure?
Your video.
Is it back?
Not yet.
Man, my sister is calling me. I don't know if she's aware that I'm on live, but can you still pick the voice?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to just proceed with it because I don't know what to do about it. Well, I was as I was saying, data has been so
Yes.
conservative in most of the big games, and
Mm,
has come to some criticism from the media and partly the fan base, me inclusive. I feel
mm,
most of these games is looking for a point uh, be- rather than for a win, and than the players to
mm,
compete and go toe to toe. These teams, why are you scared to play? Yeah, for now against Liverpool, uh, for example, I felt Liverpool was there for the taking, but
very much, very
he
much.
went
Mm,
he went for a defensive approach, and I don't really like the idea of playing three DMs. I just find it so flat, you know. And
Man, even one DM is enough depending on
yeah,
the team
I'm
you're
really
playing.
sure he's going to
But
start
but
the
three,
midfield against City. Merino, Zobimeni, and Declan Rice. But is it really necessary? You have all that
mm,
creativity. You can just pull Eze back in the middle and maybe have Martinelli on the wings, or uh, get Wanweri in the Odegaard role and let the team play, because it is evident when those guys play, they are capable of annihilating any team, man. But
mm,
well, we might see another boring nil-nil, or actually Arsenal blowing City away, or Arsenal potentially suffering a shock, you know,
it's so close. I
a
wouldn't be
shock,
surprised.
because Haaland is on form. That is
Yeah,
one uh, player to watch out. He's in very hot form. The centre backs have to be really attentive at any given moment. They
yeah.
should limit most of the chances. And I noticed these days he's not this striker that loves, wrestling with defenders. These days he creates a lot of space for himself. I think he has
Mm.
worked on that side of his game, so it's getting better and better. I think this if this guy plays for another 3 seasons, man, he's going to break most of the records in the league. But yeah,
I mean, mm,
Arsenal
I mean,
should be going in this game confident that they can get the win,
mm,
but that will all
mm,
depend on the coach's approach. Well, I can sit here and predict, a win, but Ateta might have another idea of how he's going
You
to set.
know, you know, Ateta has had chance. He has had chances to actually
Mm,
try out an attacking approach to
yeah.
games, but he has not really fully taken it up.
Mm,
The one thing I don't understand is that defense is so solid that I wonder why he has to add on another layer. It's like for example having an iron dome, having a very good defense, whereby just maybe one goal gets in,
mm.
like in, but then you add on another layer of a defensive midfield, and the question is like, what are you defending? Is it that you just can't score goals, or so?
The,
For me,
the man just loves defending.
I think um, he would actually be scared. I believe, in my personal view, I believe he would be actually more afraid to try out an
Mm,
attacking system right now than if
mm,
he had actually tried it out before.
yeah.
Because as much as City are not really doing well, uh, I believe that City is not really a team that you want to just play around with and do a try and error on, as much as
Mm.
they're not doing well.
They still have
Especially
a
when you see some, they still have the quality players. Just because these players have just lost their drive, there's something about them that is just amiss. That's not right. So for me, if it for scores, I would go for an Arsenal 3-1. But this would be my lineup for the Arsenal City game. I would
mm,
say Arsenal would have the same back line. In the middle, they would
yeah,
have Zubimendi and Rice. If you want
yeah,
to be defensive, let it end at that.
yeah,
Let it end at that. Zubimendi and Rice. You get.
yeah,
Then put Eze on Waneri in that 10 role.
yeah,
Uh, if it's Waneri who is in the 10 role, put Eze on the left wing. Eh?
mm,
Then of course Banweke will be on the right wing. Then your Yokeres will be at the front. You get. But the reason I'm saying that is because this Yokeres guy is going to be very useless to Arsenal. Very
mm,
useless to Arsenal. If Arsenal can't
mm,
create for him, he's going to
yeah.
be so useless. He can't create for himself. You get. That's
That's
who
the
he is
fact.
as a striker. He's
Mm,
that old model type of striker. Yeah?
yeah,
This old model striker, the Inzaghi. Yeah? These are guys who are impactful in big games, but these are guys who you have to create a chance, give him an opportunity, cross
yeah.
the ball in, give him a chance. Then
Feed him
let
and you.
him, what he has to, yeah, when you look at the number of touches he has made, the man may make less than 100 touches in a game. But if those are 100 touches, there are goals in there. Why? Because all he's doing is trying to poke the ball, trying to hit the ball, trying to hit a shot, maybe
Yeah.
trying to pass the ball so that he can, go and something like that. You get. So
Mm,
for me, I believe that Arteta doesn't need to be defensive in this game at all. He doesn't have to be scared. Yeah? If things, you see, depending on how the game is going, he can still have a chance and make changes. Because at the end of the day, this defense of his has clearly shown that it is hard to score them 2 goals. You can score
yeah.
1 goal, but scoring a second goal is hard against this
Mm,
defense. So, with that said, why doesn't he capitalize on that? So, for Man City, on Man City's side, Man City
mm,
plays 4-1-4-1. That's
yeah.
what they play, 4-1-4-1.
Mm,
I would think that given where things are right now, I don't think they have anything that they need to change. I've been impressed with Kusanov. Kusanov is the guy who will put in a tackle. That guy in
yeah.
the right wing, the
Mm,
wing back, he will put in a tackle. I've really been impressed with him. He's going to play on Eze's, that side of where Eze will be passing. That is why I believe that these guys need to be fluid. Eh?
yeah.
There is no harm. Why should you be stagnant and die on one wing? Yet you can actually be fluid and move. At the end of the day, it's about winning. Be fluid, move,
Mm,
go and get goals from either in the middle, you're shooting and all that. I believe that City got a very good keeper, a very good shot stopper in Donnarumma, but there's no keeper that cannot be beaten. I honestly believe Alisson is the best keeper for me, but Alisson also can be beaten. Did you see that those deflections and all those offside goals that Atletico scored? Anyway, that's one. Let's leave that one. But it's still the thing is that any keeper can be beaten. You get so
Yeah.
they should
Mm.
really try to really capitalize on that. For me, like you say, it all depends on the strategy that the coach comes with. Don't be surprised if Man City pulls off a win or a draw in this one.
Yeah. I won't be
Yeah, though
surprised
for me,
either.
I'm going for an Arsenal 3-1 win.
Day one. I'm going to go for a 2-2
A
because
2-2.
man, I know what lineup Ateta is going to set up. He's going to play with those three DMs: Merino, Zubimendi, and Rice.
That is,
I know.
it's a waste of space, man. It's a waste of space.
I know
Total
for a
waste of
fact
space.
we have a striker that feeds up on transition balls. Playing
Yeah,
quicker, but we don't really play to his strength. So the guy has to
yeah.
really feed up props.
And I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think Arsenal will have to adjust to him instead of him adjusting to Arsenal.
Mm. Well, it's been quite a good show, man. It's always a
Roller
pleasure
coaster.
talking football with you.
Yeah,
People that have
same
really
here.
tuned in, you've been many today, and really thank you, man, for always.
Thank you very
Uh,
much.
Thank you for the views, the likes today, the comments. Yeah,
Yeah.
we appreciate. Well, Oscar, uh, any last word before we go?
Uh, it's going to be a great week. If there's one thing that I know, Premier League weekend doesn't or disappoint. It only disappoints if it is your team that has lost, but there's always drama. So from the refs, from the players, there's always something to talk about. So let's just gear up, you know, be ready for the weekend and let's enjoy.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Oscar.
Thank
Thank you
you for
for
having me.
coming on. Well, people, it's been a good show, and we hope to see you next week on Friday, same time. Have a blessed week and enjoy your weekend. May the best teams win. Yeah, remember it's just a game. Don't get too
Peace be with
emotional.
you all. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, God bless you. Bye bye.
All right. God bless you all. Bye bye.